Everyone uses different ways of measuring and gauging um, business growth and dynamics. Everybody uses their own little tips and cues. Always that question amongst business operators is, how do I know how to stage my business? How do I know how to stage growth? How can you tell where you're at a certain time, when you need more investment or more help to relieve workload? And those are questions that can't be answered by anybody else. Those are questions that have to be figured out from yourself and from all the dynamics going on within your business. And throughout the years, one of the tricks I've used is the 10-day rule. And basically how it goes is you have certain things throughout the year. You have some very important jobs that pretty much dictate everything that goes on. So you focus on those jobs. And on a honey farm, it's the split and it's honey harvest, right? So as an operator, you have to make sure that you size your operation, all your workload, to be able to get those certain jobs done within 10 days. So just for an example, going through this split this last week, the weather hadn't allowed us to be able to stretch that out over 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We only had, we did the first round split in 7 days. And that has helped us catch up. That has helped us maintain, movement forward. It's helped us keep on top of everything. I have the facility backing me. I have the manpower backing me. I have resources backing me to be able to allow that to achieve. And it just has allowed me to stay one step ahead of the workload. If that split cost me like 2 weeks, then I'm going to be behind. And once anybody falls behind in business, you're always playing catch up, and ultimately jobs don't get done properly, and it's going to cost you down the line. I always figure that the bees themselves will tell you what size of operation you can handle, because the ultimate factor is winter, and they'll balance your operation out to the amount of work that you're able to get done with the hives. So if you're able to get your work done on time, you get everything done accordingly, then you should have good, healthy hives going into winter, which make it through. But if you're behind, you get behind in your treatments and your feeding and all these important details which add up to successfully managing that operation. You're going to have winter loss, and you're going to find yourself, scrambling because you got no bees left, right? So I kind of joke, like, when I was 250 hive beekeeper, I'd grow to 500 and it'd whip me right back down to 300. Or, I'm a 1200 hive beekeeper and I get up to 1500 hives and it whips me back down to 1000, right? Or if I'm a 1500 and I get up to 1800 hives, I can't handle that. It slaps me right back down to 1500. So you just got to be able to gauge your capability, the resources you have, the facility, the manpower, all that comes together. And if you can fit that within 10 days of those very time-sensitive jobs, 10 days, like first round honey pull, got to get around in 10 days. I always focus on that 10-day. I could get it under that 10 days, then we're laughing, because then second pull just follows through nicely. If you can get it under that 10-day rule, then you're going to find your business operation just progress so much easier. It's also going to cause you know, in a roundabout way, a problem for you also, because any operator, especially farmers, when they feel like they're ahead of the game and they're successful and it's working for them, then they take on more, and then all of a sudden, you know, you put a lot of pressure on that 10-day rule. You got a tough spring that comes through that doesn't give you enough time to get all this work done within the 10 days. It slaps you back to what you can handle. So anyways, that's just some thoughts on just how I measure business operations and growth and all these dynamics that come together, and I just simplified into that 10-day rule.